Alright YouTube, so today I just kind of wanted to talk about a little bit of information, news, whatever you want to call it, for Fallout 76, and it's about it never having an offline mode. Now, to most of the people watching this, you probably already knew that. I think we found that out during E3, or at least E3 week, when the interviews and stuff were coming out. We knew that there was never going to be an offline mode, but there's still people who don't seem to know this. And the reason why we are discussing this today is because P. Hines, yes, P. Hines Twitter, again, is the reason we're making another video. Somebody asked P. Hines about there being an offline mode for Fallout 76 just a couple of days ago. So this person tweets Uncle Pete and says, a complex question. In the future, 3 years or more, could Fallout 76 admit offline game? No human NPCs, of course, thanks in advance. It seems like a pretty simple question, not really complex. He replies with, it's a server-based game. I don't see us completely re-engineering it to somehow be an offline game that is entirely client-based. So right there, P. Hines is kind of confirming that an offline mode for Fallout 76 wouldn't really make sense. It's a server-based game. It's a multiplayer game from the ground up. That was always the point of the game. So there's really no way to make it offline, I guess. Or if it is possible, maybe it's like super complicated to do. I don't know. I'm not a game developer. Now, as I said previously, this is information that most of us probably already know. We learned this during E3 week. And I believe the first time we learned this information was the Todd Howard interview with Jeff Keighley.
You can play solo, but a lot of people were asking me, it's like, can I play offline?
You cannot. You will see, even if you're playing by yourself doing quests, you will see other players.
Now, the reason I'm making this video is because there's clearly still people out there that do not know this information, and that's completely fine. Not everybody's going to know every little bit of info about the game, watch every interview, watch every little piece of information that comes out. Like, even there's probably still stuff about this game that I don't even know. Now, I'm kind of curious as to why it seems improbable to have an offline mode for this game, and P. Hines kind of touches on this in some more tweets. So this guy replies to the previous exchange that we already read, and he says, Pete, if you would, I'd love to better understand what that means. I guess I don't understand how the game having servers precludes it from running offline. And he replies with, in short, everything the game is doing is being run and tracked on our server. The client, your PC, Xbox, or PS4, is taking what the server says and showing it to you. And then you/your client is telling the server what you want to do next. P. Hines also follows up that tweet with another one that says, think of it like this, the game is always running whether you're connected or not. If you play Skyrim, it's not. It's only on when you've decided to play it. But Fallout 76 is always on even if you aren't. You're just deciding when to join. So I get what he's saying here, the game is always running, so like, it's similar to GTA Online, which I hate using that game as a comparison for Fallout 76 all the damn time, but that game, you could join a lobby and it's daytime. You join another lobby, it's nighttime. You join another lobby, it's morning. Like, the game is constantly running whether you're playing or not. Whereas something like Skyrim, which is the example he gave, or even Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, like those are always the same. Like if you save it and it's 10 o'clock at night, when you load up the game again, it's going to be the exact same time, exact same location. Everything's the same from when you last saved the game or last played it. But I'm still not sure as to why it's not even like possible, at least in P. Hines' eyes, to have an offline mode. Like what's so different from an offline mode to a private server? Why can't you do what private servers are doing, but offline? With the private server, you're playing the game entirely solo. You're killing all the creatures by yourself. You're doing all the quests by yourself, unless you choose to invite other players. Like, I don't know what it is that's actually tethering this game to online or multiplayer, because you can do everything by yourself, especially once private servers come out. So why can't there be an offline feature, an offline mode where you turn off everything that requires internet and let you play solo offline? I just don't see why it's not possible to have some big update for the game sometime down the road, maybe a few years, it's the exact same map, exact same quest line, exact same creatures, spawn rates, loot drops, loot spawns, everything else, but you're just playing by yourself entirely, and add in like a save feature and a night and day cycle that stays the same whenever you save the game. So if you load it up, it's still the exact same time of day or whatever. Like, it just doesn't seem like it'd be that complicated. But again, I'm not a game developer. I don't know how easy or hard that would be to implement, but it just doesn't seem like it'd be super complicated. But I don't know. Anyways, that's the video, guys. There's not really much that can be said about this. The video's already probably longer than it needs to be, because this is a topic that a lot of us will probably already know the information on. But I figured it's worth making a video about, because there's still probably some people out there that may or may not know that there is seemingly no chance for an offline mode. If you want to play this game, you're going to have an internet connection. Hopefully it's not super demanding. Every game that I have, I can play online. I have very, very terrible internet, but I can still play Call of Duty just fine. I can watch Netflix just fine, watch live streams on YouTube and Twitch just fine. So hopefully it's not a super demanding game, because that would really suck, because I wouldn't be able to make videos about this game. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts below on the lack of an offline mode for Fallout 76. Do you even care? Like, honestly, I don't care, because I have internet, so I'm going to play the game as long as my internet allows me to. The game is meant to be online, meant to be multiplayer, and I'm open to the idea of a multiplayer Fallout, so I'm not really looking for an offline mode, but I can see why some people want it. And really quickly, I have not mentioned this in a video yet, but we actually already broke 9,200 subscribers, which is insane, because we were just recently trying to reach that. The channel's been growing a lot lately, which is crazy because I don't think I've ever experienced this much growth this fast. At this rate, we're definitely hitting 10,000 well before the end of the year, but I'm hoping that it's sometime in September. So more so than ever, if you guys are new to the channel, I would really appreciate the subscribe. And as always, if you guys want to enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, turn on notifications, follow me on Twitter at TheDashingDavid, add my Discord, links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a baby, or at least less like a child.